What do you think led to this surge in ad sales?
I think it's really fascinating. So we have seen a shift from Google to Amazon. Today, over 54% of all the product searches that occur on the entire internet now occur on Amazon. And once you get into Amazon, we've seen a strong growth in the number of sponsored placements that they put on their site. The product views that emanated from a sponsored click has increased from 3% to 7% in the last 18 months. And you can see the revenue that Bloomberg reported today as a direct result of that.
So that's not great for Google. Do you see Amazon taking share from Google, or is the pie getting bigger?
No, I think the two are converging. I think it's actually really interesting. So you see Amazon, we did some additional analysis at Jumpshot that showed that from the time a consumer searches on either Google or Amazon to the time that they buy was actually much shorter on Google. 35% of those purchases were made within 5 days on Google, only 20% in Amazon. So I think what you're seeing is Amazon is becoming a place for product discovery for customers more, and Google is shifting from pure product discovery to more of that considered purchase. When people are interested in understanding the price or the quality or the brand name, they're going away from Amazon back to Google now.
Spencer, how much of a threat is this to Facebook, which is really in the #2 position?
Yeah, it's definitely a threat. The big thing that advertisers want is that proximity to the purchase and that tracking, knowing, okay, if someone saw this on Amazon, are they getting it? Whereas Facebook would be seen more broadly as like kind of the brand awareness, kind of like the digital equivalent of the the billboard you pass on the highway. But a big thing of Amazon that your other guest just mentioned is everyone's heard of showrooming. You know, this notion of you go to a store, try something out, you like it, then you find it on Amazon and buy it there because you get a better price. Another phenomenon that's contributing to this advertising business is actually reverse showrooming. You need a product, you go to the store, you want to buy it, it's right there, you can pick it up at Target or Walmart, you just want to learn a little bit more about it, you might search on Amazon before making that purchase. And that's where Amazon's search engine is actually driving these purchases, not even just on Amazon, but even in the stores of its competitors.
Darren, what are some more specific trends within the product searching that you're seeing that might be surprising?
Yeah, so it's fascinating. So we gave you that 54% of searches occur on Amazon. Once you get to Amazon, 90% of the product views actually are the result of a search. So people aren't messing around with merchandising placements or banner ads. They are typing a search for a product into Amazon and getting a search result. And once they get that search result, we found that over 2/3 of the clicks are on the first page. So imagine if you're a brand, you know that the majority of your customers are now searching for your product on Amazon. You know that once people get to Amazon, the only thing they're doing is typing in a product search, really. And then once you get that search result, you've got your competitors' products, you've got Amazon's private label products. You have to decide whether you're going to try to increase your organic results or pay for a sponsored placement. It's a very confusing world for a brand today.
Now, Spencer, we talk so much about privacy with respect to Google and Facebook, but now we have EU regulators looking into the data that Amazon is collecting from other retailers on its platform and whether that gives Amazon an unfair advantage, an unfair view into shopping habits. How serious do you think this is?
Well, I think it's very serious, and especially Amazon really doesn't want anybody looking under the hood. So it is interesting that they're taking a closer look, because the concerns that you hear from merchants are, and it generally depends on the size of the merchant. If you have a new product and you just want exposure, Amazon is amazing for you. You can introduce it to hundreds of millions of shoppers around the world far better than you could on your own, and far more cost effectively. But as those sales grow, and if you're not such a prominent brand that you really own the customers, they're looking for your brand, but you just have a product that seems to strike a chord and is growing, Amazon has visibility into those sales, and we have seen examples of them actually mimicking products that some of their third-party merchants were already selling on the platform. So to that extent, it's going to be interesting to see if the EU can come up with them having any kind of advantage. And that being said, it is not that different from, say, Walmart or Target, that have their own private label things and have visibility into the big CPG brands that are selling. They have that visibility, but Amazon just has that broader scope of inventory and also that more granular level of visibility into not just the things people buy, but the things that they look at, the things they're searching for, and very importantly, the things they're searching for and not finding.
Darren, do you think customers there's been this sort of shift towards, you know, the importance of privacy, and it's kind of a super trend, if you will. Do you think that these privacy concerns could actually impact behavior on Amazon?
I think it's always going to be a balance with customers, right? I think they're going to want that data privacy, but at the same time, if that impacts the friction that is in the shopping experience and makes it harder to actually get the right product easily, then that's not going to be viewed well at all. So I think it's always going to be a balance, and what retailers, as big as Amazon or smaller e-commerce retailers, need to do is constantly look at the data to understand and test those trends.
So, Spencer, where do you see Amazon's ad business going? What are the projections?
Well, I think I've seen projections as high as 20 billion, 25 billion. It's just going to keep growing, especially as it keeps adding more and more inventory, getting into more and more products. The site gets more and more cluttered, and then it becomes more and more important for you to advertise. So they've really got this like kind of carrot and stick approach with merchants. If you don't put your product on Amazon, they might try to make their own private label. If you do put your product on Amazon, then you've got to advertise it to differentiate from all the other folks on there. And even if you advertise your product, you have to advertise aggressively so that someone else doesn't sweep in and take that keyword from you. So it's really a sweet spot that they're in, since they have so many customers. And it's also a very profitable place, because they can build this on their own platform without having to invest a tremendous amount of money like they had to do with all of their warehouses for their e-commerce business and all the data centers for their cloud business. This is kind of a low investment revenue opportunity for them.
Darren, you're smiling and nodding. It's like rock, hard place, Amazon on both sides.
I would not want to be a brand manager at a CPG company right now, because I think you are in between a rock and a hard place. And I think what you'll see in the future is the same way that an ecosystem of companies sprung up around Google search when it started to dominate people's online behavior. I think you're going to see the same thing for Amazon search. So what people are going to need is non-Amazon sources of information that help them understand what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to spend their advertising dollars.